like to move on. We're going to introduce some neighbourhood groups, some issues in the area, make it sort of just to help us guide our agendas also for the ears of the councillors that have come in. I would like to welcome Julie Squires from Windsor Road Residents Group. You may have heard of it, you may not have. I'll let her speak.
Thanks. I'm really pleased to be here tonight. I've lived in Boscombe for the last 9 years, and after the murders in 2012, I'd been quite active in the area anyway because of the things that I'd started to see down my road, and I realised quite quickly after moving here that Boscombe was a very different place to the other part of Bournemouth that I'd been used to when I lived here before I lived in Boscombe, and I started to get quite active in going to all the groups, the BCIC as it was then, the old forum before this forum, which was closed down, and I was then, after the murders, I was told about the residents group that was for Cecil Road and Windsor Road, which I went along to, along with some other people from Windsor Road and Cecil Road. And I just wanted to, say to you, I don't know who lives in Boscombe and who doesn't, but I just wanted to give you some positive news about what we've managed to achieve as a residents group, without any red tape, without any bureaucracy, just very simply, I'm not paid by the council, I don't get paid for what I do, I'm just active in my area. I also am a trustee for a local children's charity called Creative Kids. I don't get paid for that. I'm just active, I see a need, and in my spare time I just try and do the best that I can. And I volunteered in the drug and alcohol treatment centres for 7 years around here, so I know the area inside and out. I know what society we live in, and it's not going to be changed overnight. I'm fully aware of that, but also if we don't tell the police, if we don't tell the council workers what's going on here, there's no change going to happen. And in the old forum, all I heard was a lot of arguing, and I didn't see a lot of good coming out of it. It was very volatile, and people were angry. And I don't really want to go along to things like that. And in my experience, not a lot gets done. So the residents group, who goes there? I've made some little notes because I'll waffle on otherwise. Councillors, my local councillors, Chris, Philip and Jane. We have a police presence there who give reports. The safer neighbourhood teams. Sometimes some council employers will come along if we need to make decisions or have consultations on decisions that we've given to them about what we would like as residents to be changed. And residents, on average there's probably about 10 of us there. People come and go, we have regulars, we get people that drop in to just sort of see what goes on. One of the first things we asked for, I've got 2 children, and I couldn't get a pushchair along Windsor Road because of the bins. The bins were on the street, the rubbish was always falling out, it was dirty, it stank, didn't really want to walk by it with a pushchair. And one of the first things that we asked for as a community group was to have the bins removed. We got the bins removed and we had communal bins. We've had communal bins put in most of Windsor Road. We're just having the rest of Windsor Road so that it's the same. So we've got communal bins all the way along. The council suggested, because of the crime stats down Windsor Road, it was suggested by the police that we had taller, brighter street lights and a camera for a short period of time. I understand that there's a camera that sort of goes around, different cameras go around different streets when there's hot spots, and that camera, in 6 months of our residents group being opened, the crime stats for Windsor Road went right down. I don't know what the actual figures were, Chris, but it was like pretty much every day, twice a day, to twice in 6 months. Now that's pretty impressive. So we had the camera. Then we had an alleyway between two buildings which are flats. And we had real bad trouble in the alleyway. People from Iceland would jump over the wall that had been shoplifting. They'd come in the alleyway, there'd be like drug dealing and people injecting, and there's a lot of children that lived in one of these buildings. and the residents from these two buildings were concerned for the safety of the children, and it wasn't nice for the elderly people that lived there. They felt threatened, and we set up a campaign to get this alleyway gated off. The landlords themselves didn't want to know, which was unfortunate. Well, I'll come back to that in a minute, but Dave Wells actually paid to have a gate put on, even though none of the properties were his. So this alleyway was gated off with a lock that everybody who lived nearby had a combination for, and that's been really successful. And I know that the people that live in those two houses feel a lot safer since that's gone in. We also asked for residents parking only, because we're so near the town centre. A lot of people would park and go to work, and the residents couldn't park. We got that. That went through a few months ago, and it's been really successful, and it's a minimal fee. It's not a really high fee for the people that live in the road. I think it's £50 a year, which, you know, to be able to park outside your own house so close to the sea and so close to the town centre is quite a bonus, and that's worked really well. After sort of 3 years of collecting data from our group, we've found out that in the last residents group that there are only 2 houses which are the main problems down our road. One is a HMO, which is down one end of the road, and the other is Studio Converts, which is down the other end of the road. They are the good news about this residents group is we have been able to collect data. We know what the problems are. They're 2 of Bournemouth's biggest landlords that own these properties. I know that I've done some research, and that there's government policies in place which can be used by the council and by individuals to take landlords to court. Now I've emailed Kelly Ansell about this. Kelly Ansell's here tonight, and Kelly is fully aware as a council worker of these policies, and we're going to talk about this in our next meeting. So in the 3 years that we've been going, we've achieved a big amount. Our street is a lot safer, brighter and better than it was. It's not perfect. This isn't about getting rid of anyone. This is about making it better for everybody that's here. And I just think if we can do it down our few roads, then other people can do it too. It doesn't have to be all this legislation and red tape and arguments. We've done it very simply. We've worked well with the councillors and the council and the police, and everybody's been really receptive, and all in all it's been a very positive experience. And I wanted to share this because I've heard a lot of anger over the years of coming to different meetings and forums, and you know, there is a solution. It's not overnight, but there is a solution. And you know, from going to these meetings, I know loads of people up my road now. We stop and have a little chat, and we've got quite a community going on, and we all sort of feel responsible. So yeah, I just wanted to spread a little bit of good news, and I hope that, you know, hopefully this will trickle on through, and that other people will have a little bit of hope from this, and hopefully form their own groups. All right, I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. That was really positive. Does anyone have any questions they would like to ask Julie? Okay.
Your meeting, I live on St John's Road, obviously way from Cecil comes on St John's Road, it's obviously is yours publicised by the press or just by word and mouth?
No, the local, the Safer Neighbourhood teams, they do a leaflet drop a few days before, and it's held in the Regeneration Office on Ramelia Lane. I'm not sure how long that's going to go on for.
Brilliant, yeah. I mean, I was part of the original, thank you, Julie, that was fantastic. I was part of the original group that formed for the Friends of Ramelia Lane, and that was after a murder, and sometimes it takes that to get people to come together, but that road's changed a lot, and really that is what a community is, it's people coming together, you know, for a common thing. That's what I'll see when we have the neighbourhood plan. I'm hoping that will get people together. I would encourage people, especially if they're having problems in their area, to form groups, because when you have a group, you have a voice. It's very easy to be ignored as a single person, and there could be 100 single people on a road, and then we'll get ignored. When you're a group, they can't ignore you, and you will get the police and the councillors attending because they have to. So I encourage everyone to do that in their areas. Neighbourhood watch groups or residents groups, they're very good.